So the lamp of Helena is going to hang up there in the temple of Israel, and early in the morning they'll do the Shacharit prayers. Shachar is morning. Lucifer is called the morning. He's referred to the morning, twilight. When you see Venus, the time of Venus. And Shachar, Lucifer is called Halel ben Shachar, and Shachar means darkness. It means black in the morning time. So these are ways that the spirit will hide within. Where else did I find that? That 8 and V? Right there. Now, why is this in the churches? They all match up together. How many are alike? This is what Yahweh shows to me, is how many are the same and how many are alike. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 points. And like I said, at the bottom is a chevron. Right there. 8 and V. This is the Orion emblem. There are several emblems that show this pattern, and they're called emblems. The globalists use the word summit. They use the word emblem. Summit because they can hide the 2 letter M's. Well, look at there. Can you see that? This is a big problem right here. This is the transgender symbol. It's also the anchor for the United States Marines. But it's just a pattern. You would say, well, it's just a pattern, a normal pattern. Of course it is. Because the enemy, the anti-Messiah spirit, will use our environment. As I spoke before, it'll use our environment, our symbols to represent. The cross is 8 and the chevron. You take the male, the female, you bring it together. And Inanna is transgender. It's right there, 8 and V. You'll be surprised at how many people are doing this, and it's in politics. That's why I'm showing this to you first. Inanna has crept into the Republican Party. Clearly, she's on the left-hand path. The LGBT and everything. But it's very upsetting when I see the Sound of Freedom come out, because I can see right through that, because I have the Father's with me and not against me. He is supporting me and is part of the work. And I just read an article just yesterday that a woman got shot because she put up a pride flag. So Inanna is a goddess of love, love and war. Actually, pleasure. She's a goddess of love and war. On the left-hand path is love and pleasure. On the right is war. So take a look. The Republican Party is Inanna is preparing for war. On the left, love and pleasure. Yahweh done that because of his sovereignty. Thousands of years, millions of years. This is the patience. This is the patience and sovereignty of Yahweh, that he made these stars millions of years ago, and he waited and waited and waited patiently so that our world would match up to this. Tell me he's not powerful. Praise your Maker, because Yahweh is very powerful and worthy of praise. Look what he did. Transgender, Inanna. Here's another one. The World Economic Forum. If you look up and you search for the robe, Charles Schwab, the robe, you'll see him, a bald head, he's got this robe, and he's standing in front of a pulpit, and it has this symbol here. On the right side is blue, and on the left side is red. Because the boys are on the right, and the girls are on the left. That's a 9-pointed star, which symbolizes Lucifer, because Lucifer supports Inanna. It's the same powers that our Father made, but it's showing the symbolism. If you look right here, there's a cross on top of the bull horns, and the color is red. That shows to me here is Inanna, because as our Father reveals, the 8 and V, the chevron, is right here on the horns of the bull. And here's the head of it. Hope you can see there. There's the cross. And three layers. The cross and 3 layers. I'm missing one picture, so I'm trying to find. There's a ticket, a missions ticket, from the Foundlings Hospital, and the admissions ticket has the same pattern, and it's not here. The admissions ticket, it shows the same pattern. It shows it's the hospital, the Foundlings Hospital from I think 1800s, and it's a ticket, admissions ticket to go into a theater, and it has images, and it has Diana of Ephesus, and Diana has 8 breasts, and below on her feet is no feet. It's like a thing you put on your nail. It goes down. It has 3 layers to match everything I'm showing to you, and it's a reference of a goddess with the same configurations, but it's not. Inanna is called Diana, and she was a problem in the Bible. People know. So here, the crown of the Pope is 8 and V. It also appeared right there in the church. Many churches have this. If you look up church steeples, the church steeple will show it to you. It has 8, the cross is 8, and 3 different layers, which is a match to the crown of the Pope. There's a cross. There's 3 little holes right there. 1, 2, 3. And in case you missed that, there's 3 here. 1, 2, 3. 8 and 3. Or right here. Same thing here. The cross is 8. And right here is another cross. Either one. And right below it, there's 3 windows. You'll see the Jesuits. Same thing. 8 and 3. The Dinger, or the Djed in Egypt. The crown of the Pope. Now about the church, this church here is not just one church, okay? There's many of them. And I was watching a video by a YouTube channel I recommend. It's called My Lunch Break. And I watched about 50 videos. 53, I think. Almost all of them. It's quite a bit. I'm not proud, saying proud. I'm just showing to you that I invested the time. I honored the work that Yahweh's given to me. And I had a chance to see that these symbols I'm showing to you are built into these churches, and they're built into these old Tartarian structures. And my opinion on the matter, I believe that Yahweh is showing to me, is that these buildings are being destroyed because they show to me by His Spirit how Lucifer is ruling the world. For those who do not believe, they'll need that data. But they're being burnt down with fire. So my lunch break, and I don't know for sure, but I think he's a believer. I didn't ask him, and he didn't say it, but he's doing a lot of work, showing these images and showing the old world structures. This is an old world structure. They're everywhere. Well, they're disappearing. They're getting burnt down. So here's 8 and V, 8 and 3, just like here. Now, I hope that wasn't your water bottle that's on there. So I want to read here that here's a paper. I made some notes about this church. This church is the one in Maui, Hawaii. The whole island got burnt up. Many people suffered. And I pray that our Father, that Yahweh bless their souls, because it's very easy to think of conspiracies. I've already heard people talk about conspiracies that they're ready to move in and build everything up. One of the Jewish Jesuit priests named Ignatius, he also was responsible for leading the Counter-Reformation. For us who we rejected, we protested the Trinity God of the Roman Catholic Church, then they stepped in to counter this. And his quote was, "Go forth and set the world on fire." That's his quote. Yahweh knows his meaning. Well, we set the world on fire for Jesus. Okay, yeah. Or that's a command to he's a general. The Jesuits is a military order. Set the world on fire could be an open declaration that this is our objective, is to burn down these structures. Burn down the evidence that Lucifer is ruling. I can't say that the Yahweh has not revealed to me the facts on that, but I'm just observing the connection between the Jesuits and setting the world on fire is a quote from their Jesuits. And all the old world structures are being burnt down, and they have the 8 and V, the 8 and Chevron, and 8 and 3 is the number 11. That's the number of judgment. That really stood out. So in Hawaii, Lahaina, Hawaii, the fires did not destroy this church here. But the narrative in the media, they called it a beacon of hope. So everything got burnt up, and they looked and say, "Whoa, hey, this did not get burnt up." So here, the Catholics jumped on this really quick and used this and put that up front and show to the world that this is a beacon of hope. And you can trust the Roman Catholic Church because everything else got burnt down except for this. Did you burn up Hawaii Island so that you can show this to the world? That's my question. How far did the Jesuits go burning things up? Killing? I don't know if that's true, but Yahweh's going to reveal it. There's no secrets from him. So fear Yahweh. Whoever is behind this, you fear him. Just as I do, just as my brothers do. We trust him. Unbelievable the things that you guys have been doing. The powers behind it. But see, Yahweh's the one in control. He gave them authority. And when they cross boundaries, that's why you see this church people on TV. They're doing like this, judging, proclaiming prophecies, because somehow, whether they're Trinity prophets or not, somehow they can see that these spirits are crossing boundaries. And that's when our Father will step in, because he has compassion and love for the people who are oppressed and the poor, the misfortunate and the weak. So you cross boundaries, he will step in and do something, and you trust he will. You'll see. So in this, the narrative was that this is a beacon of hope. But then Joe Biden comes, and Joe Biden is standing behind, or he's standing in front of a tree. And the tree is called a banyan tree. Banyan, B-A-N-Y-A-N. For some reason, this tree, it's a 150-year-old tree, it reemerges. That's what they say in the media. The tree reemerges, and now the narrative that's changed from this, and they say that the tree is our hope. It's a symbol of hope. And Joe Biden, I can imagine, because he's a Roman Catholic, and Joe Biden had a Jesuit priest bless America when he got inaugurated. I can imagine he was thinking, disappointed, because he would want to stand right there. I know, I don't know his heart. Yahweh does, but I know the spirit in the world. He's a Roman Catholic president. He would love to stand here and say, this is our beacon of hope right here. But no, the people won that battle. The spirit anti-Messiah lost that battle, and the people chose a tree as a symbol of hope, and not the church here with the spirit of Antichrist all in that right there with Inanna. The Inanna this is a temple. This is a temple of Inanna. That's what they are. Temples of Inannas. This will be my last picture. I've seen two people choose that bottle of water. And yes, these are Nazi colors. Black and white, a little bit of red. What is that there? Like I said from the beginning, 8 stars and 3. Just like there, 8 and 3. I've seen this in the pastor summit, the bottled water, and then the presidential summit. The presidential summit had a logo. It had 3 bars and a chevron. And one more symbol. Here is the handiwork of Yahweh. I told you he's creating new things now, things that didn't exist. And that's how he does it, that we would know that it's not possible we made something up that out of our imagination. Two, 4, 6, 8. Right here. There's 2 sides. 2, 4, 6, 8. Just like the Christian cross. It's 8. So here, the cross has a chevron, or the X does. That's 8 NV, right there. Eight and 3, right there. With my childlike faith that our Father gave to me for His purpose and not for me, for my purpose, but for His purpose, He blessed me with that, and I considered. Well, let me check the Hebrew letters, 8083, because this is the part of the work he's given to me since 1997 on the spider, the black widow spider. 8083 in Hebrew, the number 8. And there are 8 billion people now. The world is about to pop. I can't tell you all the certainty, but these things come together as he's revealed to me. So 8 million people in 8083. Is a match to the number 8. And here is what Yahweh gave to me to use for this ministry. I want the hearer to hear this, that I want you to know that it's hard not to talk about the self, but I trusted him. When I seen that spider line up to Orion, and then the Nazca lines, spider lines, and Orion, I was thinking the spider is kind of like the goddess religion. That's what I was thinking in 1997. And I took a step of faith, and since that time, from then until now, I've lived on the edge between reality and fantasy. Is it true or is it not true? And he has proven to me, and I want to encourage you, and that's the punchline of this message. Look what he gave me. You know, Yahweh did that. I trusted him. I was fearful, and I trusted him, and he gives to me these revelations and things where I know that it's by his Spirit that he has led me. I was homeless one time. My Bible was too heavy, and I threw it in the trees, and I lost it. But I learned that I had enough of the scriptures with me, inside me, that to sustain me, and I didn't need a physical Bible. The words were in me a little bit, and that's what I needed. And he showed to me I can trust him by his Spirit, not a book. I'm not putting down the book. I'm not saying you don't need it. Yes, you need some scriptures. But music, TV, anything material, he showed to me that none of those things matter. The things I see and hear. But it's by his Spirit we are led. And you should know this, you know, as a believer or not, that's how we know it's by his Spirit. So I hope this will bless you. And I hope that you get to understand that Yahweh is the one who made the constellation of Orion. And he is the one who has made our world down here match this. The mystery religions matches Orion. We have Orion pictures. Everybody has a fascination for Orion. They have an affinity or love for Orion because it's really big. When Yahweh gave to me the prophecy about the spider, he showed to me the spider, the female, is much larger than the male. Like the constellation of Orion. You see it up there in wintertime in December. It's very, very large. And it has the hourglass like the spider. And the spider, the female, is larger than the male. There's another match. My work that I'm doing for the body Messiah as a gift for the body is to interpret the spider, to show that this is a similitude of Inanna, who is a cover for Lucifer. And if you look into the word for Caesar Nero, his birth name points to Lucius, which is like Lucifer, Domitius, which is a god, but also a spider, and the color red. So the original birth name for Nero Caesar is Lucifer, the red spider. So here is more prophetic ambiguity. Because Revelation chapter 17, verses 13 and verses 17, our scriptures tells us that this spirit has one mind. The kings of the earth, they shake hands with Inanna because they are all in agreement. They have one mind. And we believers too are called to unity to have one mind too. The spirit of the world has one mind and believes in the Trinity. But the house of Israel, the body of Messiah, does not believe the Trinity. We protested the Trinity. And my verses, I have 3 of them, is John 17, 3. I'll put them in the description of the video. And then John 20, 17. And also 1 Timothy 2, 5. These scriptures shows to us that our Savior is a mediator between us and our Father, and that supports our belief that the Trinity is a deception and is not in scriptures. But I'll leave those 3 in the description of the video, and leave it up to the Spirit of our Father to convince you otherwise. And I pray He blesses you. And when you see this in the world, I want to encourage you to not fear anything, but to give praise to our Creator, that He is the one who's doing this. He is the one who's in control, because Yahweh made this. Lucifer, the devil, did not make this. Yahweh made this. And He made the constellation Orion, and He made His enemies match this. And how do I know? Because Yahweh made me. And how do I know? Because His name is in my hands. Right here. Yod, Hey, Wah, Hey. Yod, Hey, Wah, Hey. I hope you can see that. 2, 4, 6, 8. The Yod, 2, 4, 6, 8, number 8. Hey, or Yod, Hey, and then the Wah. The Wah, you'll see here, it's right here. It's a little bit longer. Yod. You see it's longer, but it still has that same margin. Believe it or not, but I believe that He did that I would know and see that He made me, because these aliens are coming around, and if you see an alien, humble yourself and show your hands. That way they know that Yahweh is your maker. They had 6 fingers for a purpose, because 6 fingers, aliens, like in the Bible, you can't do this. You can't show the name of Yahweh. And also, if you cut the thumbs off, you're left with 4 fingers. And now you can't work. So you're a slave to the system of the number 8 of Inanna, the world system. So don't say Jesus number's 8. Down here on earth, He had a place in heaven with the Father. These are just symbols and images He gives to us. I hope this blesses you. And from now on, I will be showing who matches this. The politicians. It's in our churches and religion. You can look at the Kali Yantra. Kali Yantra is not Christian, but it has this symbol in it too. You'll see in films, in the commerce, the Twitter blue check, same thing. So it's time. I don't know what our Father's doing right now, but I'm passing on the data that you can consider switching your beliefs. I was a Tibetan Buddhist for many years, and I trusted in my own beliefs. Matter of fact, I trusted in prophecy. It was the letter of the Karmapa. They had a description in the letter where he's going to be reborn, and that, and they fulfilled the prophecy. So why would I want to leave Buddhism? It's very, very profound prophecies. Now, this is prophecy here from our Creator, who made Buddhism match this. The octagram religions are modeled after the black widow spider, who's poisonous. You'll see her in courtrooms, a female with these colors. You'll see it in the films because the spirit is like a narcissistic vampire who tries to tell you and trick you that they're going to give you life, but they take it. And they stand there to draw attention. These are how the globalists do it. They'll have a female just stand there, just stand with black and red to match this, just to fulfill their whatever requirements they have, their agreement with Lucifer, to show to the world who they are. They're enemies of Yahweh, and he will treat them that way. May Yah bless you and keep you. Shalom.